Okay, hello. So I'm from Georgia, and I was wondering about like voter suppression and like what are some of the ways that you can like limit that? Because in our last midterm elections, Brian Kemp did some very shady shit, basically, and a lot of minorities, me included, was in an absentee ballot. My vote was not counted at the last midterm election. So what can you do about that?
Yeah. Pablo, thank you for the question. Because of what you just described, we have functionally disenfranchised hundreds of thousands of our fellow Americans. But for what you just described, Stacey Abrams would be the governor of the state of Georgia right now. So we see this in every part of the United States. Texas, until this last midterm election, ranked 50th in voter turnout. Not because we love our democracy less than you do here in Massachusetts, but because we were drawn that way, not by accident, but by design, based on your race and your ethnicity, African American, Mexican American, to be specific. You were drawn out of a congressional district to diminish the power of your vote or the likelihood that your voice would ever be heard, to stunning effect. You can use your license to carry a firearm in Texas to prove who you are at the ballot box to vote. You cannot use your student ID at the University of Texas at El Paso at the ballot box to prove who you are to be able to vote. So the answer to this has to be a new Voting Rights Act that takes away every single barrier, that no longer allows us to gerrymander based on race or ethnicity or party persuasion or anything. People like me and Representative Gregoire should not be allowed into those redistricting rooms. It should be the very people who will disproportionately bear the consequences of those redistricting decisions, who are there to draw them along logical lines. We should have automatic and same-day voter registration so there can be no doubt that you have that right to vote and you're able to exercise it. Y además, we should have either paper ballots in every election or paper receipts for every vote cast so that we can audit the elections in this country and that you know your vote is going to go to its intended recipient. So these, Pablo, are some changes that we could make to make sure that it's one person, one vote in the United States of America. Thank you.